Welcome to English with Areeba. Today I have a very special story for you. It is a story about a powerful man named King Leo who travels from the past to the present day. This story will help you learn new words and understand deep feelings like anger and regret and kindness. Please listen closely to my voice and try to follow the words. Let us begin the story of the King of Gold and Dust. Long ago, King Leo lived in a world of marble and fire. He was a tall man with a voice like thunder and a heart full of pride. He wore a heavy golden crown and a red cape that swept the floor. In his kingdom, everyone bowed when he walked by. He had everything but his favorite. Treasure was a small glowing stone. Called the heart of the sun, it was the symbol of his power. One night, a strange purple mist filled his throne room. Leo stood up angry and confused. "Who dares enter?" he shouted. But the mist swallowed his voice. The ground felt like water and the air smelled of burnt metal. Suddenly, the cold wind of the past was gone. Leo opened his eyes and gasped. He was lying on a hard black ground. Huge towers of glass and steel reached up to the stars. The carriages were made of metal and moved without horses, making loud, screaming noises. Bright lights in blue and red flashed everywhere. Leo felt a deep shock in his chest. He stood up, shaking. His red cape was dirty, and his golden crown felt heavy and wrong. "Where is my palace?" he whispered. "Where are my people?" A young man walked past him, looking at a small glowing box in his hand. He did not bow. He did not even look up. For the first time in his life, King Leo felt small. He felt like a ghost in a world that did not know his name. He was no longer a ruler. He was just a lonely man in a very loud and very fast world. King Leo walked through the city for many hours. He felt a deep hunger and a cold fear that he had never known before. Everything was too bright and too loud. People pushed past him and laughed at his strange clothes. His heart burned with anger because no one showed him respect. Then he saw a sign with a picture of a stone. It was a picture of the heart of the sun. The sign pointed to a massive white building called the City Museum. Leo entered the building. He saw his own stone sitting inside a box of thick glass. A small card next to it said that the stone was thousands of years old. It said the stone belonged to a dead king from a lost land. "I am not dead," Leo whispered. He felt a wave of hot fury. That stone was his soul. It was his right to hold it. He did not think about the rules of this new world. He only thought about his pride. Leo grabbed a heavy metal stand and smashed the glass. The sound was like a bomb going off. The glass shattered into 1,000 pieces. High screams filled the room as the museum bells began to ring. Leo grabbed the glowing stone. It felt warm in his hand, just like it did in the old days. He ran out of the museum into the dark street. Behind him, he heard the loud sirens of the police cars. He saw people running away from him with terror in their eyes. They did not see a king. They saw a dangerous thief. Leo hid in a dark alley. He held the stone tight to his chest, but he was shaking. He had his treasure back, but for the first time he felt like a monster instead of a hero. The city was no longer peaceful. Blue and red lights danced on the tall glass walls. King Leo watched from the shadows of the alley. He saw mothers holding their children tight. He saw shops closing their doors in a hurry. The people were terrified because they thought a violent man was on the loose. Leo looked down at the heart of the sun. It was glowing brightly in the dark. In his old life, this light meant safety and glory. Now it felt like a heavy weight. He felt a sharp pain of regret in his heart. He did not want to be a source of fear. A little girl was standing near the alley. She had lost her parents in the crowd. She was crying softly. Leo looked at his golden crown and then at the crying child. He realized his pride had caused this mess. He was a king who was supposed to protect people, but instead he had made them scream. Leo felt a deep internal conflict. He loved the stone, but he hated the sadness on the girl's face. He stepped out of the shadows slowly. He did not want to fight anymore. He saw his reflection in a shop window. He looked tired and old and sad. The anger in him died out like a small flame in the rain. He realized that the world had changed and he had to change too. He could not be a king of thieves. He wanted to find a way to fix the broken pieces of the day. King Leo walked toward the little girl. He moved slowly so he would not scare her. He took off his heavy red cape and wrapped it around her shoulders to keep her warm. The girl stopped crying and looked at him with big eyes. Leo gave her a small, sad smile. "I am sorry," he said in a soft voice. He knew what he had to do. Leo walked back toward the museum. The police were everywhere with their bright lights and loud voices. Leo did not run away this time. He held the heart of the sun high above his head so everyone could see it. He walked to the entrance and placed the stone on the ground. He stepped back and put his hands up. He was showing them kindness and peace. The fear in the air began to melt away. The police moved closer, but they did not use force because they saw he was not a threat. Leo felt a strange sense of hope. He realized that being a king was not about owning gold or stones. It was about doing the right thing for others. He watched as the museum workers took the stone back to its home. The police took Leo away, but he did not feel like a prisoner. He felt free from his own pride. As he looked out the window of the car, he saw the little girl waving at him. She was still wearing his red cape. King Leo was in a new world with no palace and no crown. But as the sun began to rise over the city, he knew he had found something better. He had found a heart that was finally at peace. He was ready to learn how to be a good man in this new time. I hope you enjoyed the story of King Leo and his journey to the modern world. This story teaches us that being a leader means doing the right thing for other people. If you like this video, please subscribe to English with Areeba for more stories and lessons. Please tell me in the comments what you think King Leo will learn next in our world. Thank you for listening, and I will see you in my next video.